What is up, ladies and gentlemen? Today we are going to be looking at the final release of MINHO and Heartbreak, where I'm actually super excited for. I thought the teaser was very interesting, but I do want to give credit to one of the comments who actually explained to me that, hey, it is actually between the good MINHO and a bad MINHO. It's as if there are two personas. I did not really understand that from the teaser, and it's nice that they see it in interviews, but I always think that the MV should be able to tell the story. And maybe we can see it now. Maybe we're going to see this in the MV itself. So let's go into the MV Heartbreak. By the way, guys, like always, if you have any suggestions on what you want me to review next, just make sure you put it in the comments below. I would love to hear your suggestions, and let's go. Please subscribe. Alrighty, let's see what this is all about. Man, I'm so nervous actually to see. It's the first time me seeing MINHO in an MV, so for me it's all new territory. Very nice, actually. I really have a very nice a feeling as if I'm watching a movie. But let's go down into the detail, because I do want to understand the story a little bit. So let's go back a little bit. So 2021. Okay, this is 2021. And this is 2049. Okay, that answers the question. So he is talking to himself in the future or something similar to that for now. Let's see what it's about. But I love the filming aesthetics. You know, I love the film aesthetics from the entire MV so far. It's something I'm watching a trailer to a movie. Beautiful shot. That's a great shot. For me, I think again, it's that you want to know what's underneath the what is it, the cloth here. It's really nice to see what you're gonna see here, but you're just not gonna see the car. You don't even know what it is unless you watch the MV or saw any of the photos. You don't know what it is, but it just jumps directly into the title. Very nice. Great orange again. It's a very interesting effect that they actually throw onto the car. I have no idea how they do it, because it seems like it's a tracking effect where it's basically like a glitch effect, but I have no idea how it's done. I've never worked with it, but it is nice that they added it purely on the car, so it's tracking the car. I don't even know if you can track an effect. That's out of my territory for sure, but it's still very cool that they did it. Beautiful shots. You see, they're all establishing shots. It's all about telling the story. Very nice. And again, if you look at it, all of them are on an angle. Here it's a little bit tilted to the right. Here again to the right. Again, it's following this crooked line. Anything else that you saw? Here it's a little bit to the left. Everything has a Dutch angle. It's just to, yeah, it plays with the perspective basically. But it's really nice actually. Nice handheld shot there. Really cool. It could be, and I might be crazy here. MINHO, are you a fan of The Matrix? Because now I'm getting a vibe between you and The Matrix here. And it's funny because The Matrix is also coming out this month. So, or The Matrix 4 in case you're interested. So, before we even continue, if you might be thinking I'm quiet because I have nothing to say about it, it's because I'm actually really enjoying the cinematic aspect behind it. I'm really enjoying just the relationship between the two characters, even though they're not existent really, you know, they're not really talking to each other, but it's just interesting to see the both perspectives. It's just very intriguing, and it just makes me want to think like, damn, this is only limited to 3.5 minutes, but I wish it was actually a bit longer, maybe an hour, you know, and that's why I can imagine that MINHO is a good actor, and you can see where it comes from, you know, you can see it in his MV, that acting is really his skill here, and he owns that, you know, that's why I'm so intrigued about it. Wow. It reminds me a little bit, let's go back a bit. So this effect itself reminds me a little bit of BTS and Coldplay with My Universe. You know, they did more or less the same. But I like this one also purely because it's just nicer. You know, it's not so over the top, but it just shows how nice an effect can be. It doesn't have to be complicated. Again, I'm not really sure how they did it, but most likely they just filmed him once sitting on the left side, one time sitting here on the right side, and they added this effect on top of him. It's not that complicated, but I love the simplicity behind it, but it's so effective. I love the effects that we see so far. Man, by the way, can someone actually put in the comments any type of movies where MINHO is acting? I would love to actually see any of the movies to see how his acting is, because I think it's just nice to see the way he is in MV here, but I also want to see him actually in a proper movie. Hold up, I saw something on the car. I don't know if that was an effect, but they added these small little ripples on it, as if, you know, you can already forespell fire. And if we looked at the MV, we saw something burn, and people already hinted to me that was the car. But if you look at the car, let's go back to it again. Do you see, like, you know, the idea of when you look at fire, there's like air moving, you know, like it I don't even know what the effect is called, but the air changes a bit, you know, like you don't see everything straight. But look at behind the car. It's as if the car is already on fire, but we do not see the fire because the air has this, what is that called actually? You know, when the air becomes to wobble a little bit, that is what I'm seeing on the car. Is this the way it's forespelling that the car is going to be on fire already? Or, but that's very cool, you know, that it's forespelling it with the effect. That's it actually. So the fire actually makes the air look a little bit blurry, if I can say so. Is that the right word? I think it just blurs the air. But it looks really, really good actually on the car here, what we just saw. Very nice. Very nice again. We're back to where we started. It's interesting that, again, he's at the same phone booth, but now that we actually see the car is not on a cloth anymore. On top of that, I just want to point out, do you guys even see that? I think you guys don't see that, but there is basically a light coming from these vents here. And again, it's about making the scene look bigger than what it is. You know, you have to make the scenes look alive. And by adding a light behind the vents, it allows the vents to turn and actually make them look a little bit more real. The same for the lights that's actually here in the background. Again, it's about extending the scene. Can you imagine if this scene had this just pure black? It would just make the scene look a bit boring because it doesn't lead to anything. But now with the orange light, you know, okay, that's an exit. Lights are very, very important when it comes to scene. You know, it's about making the scene as long as possible, you know, trying to give it some depth. Very nice. Everything so far, though, you know, has this Dutch angle. So everything is basically tilted a little bit. I love the effect, but here you can see that they are really using it like 90% of the time. It's an interesting effect, and I'm actually curious to why they went with it, though, like so often. It's a very dramatical effect. Again, here as well, you can see it just, you know, it's a little bit crooked here. It's going now, yeah, this way. Very nice. You know, this is like the perfect song actually for the car. I'm actually really happy that they incorporated the song, because I was just thinking, you know, I just want to, you know, I just want to float a little bit. You know, I want to do something while driving to the song, and it seems like the perfect banger to actually play while driving. It's very chill, it's very relaxing, and I like that about this MV as well. They incorporated again what we can imagine what goes with the song. Very nice. Did he go back to the future?
기분을 쉽게 높게 낮게 나의 마음을 쉽게 높게 낮게 사이 가운데 깊게.
Can we actually give credit to Minho actually keeping his strengths in the MV? I think this is a very ballsy thing to do. I think this is very smart. I like that Minho is not trying to be overly confident and pretend he's the best singer or anything out there, which is okay. You know, no one asked that from him, but he's a very good actor. I just hope that this is just going to be a teaser for a proper movie. This is something that I would be very interested in. This really looks like a great video. Hold up. So the car is actually on fire here. I want to have a look at it though, because it's questionable whether the car is on fire, because it seems fire doesn't move like this. I have a feeling they just put a lot of orange lights on it so it looks like it's on fire, and they threw an effect on it. But then again, I don't know. Did they fake some of the fire actually here or not? Let me have a look at the car. Is that even the same car? Is that the Mustang? I really can't say, but if you look at the fire here, for example, the fire here looks a bit different than the fire that we see behind him. So it could be that there are a little bit fake fire in it, and that's totally okay, but really cool. We're all here just for the heartbreak, guys. Man! I really just want this not to end. I don't want this to... No, but I really just don't want this MV to end for some reason. I really want to continue watching it. I think it's a fantastic video teaser, actually. I want to see a movie with Minho now. And I love the idea with it because I'm a real big fan of, you know, the movie Timeless. I'm also a big fan of The Matrix. And this has basically all the elements that I like about it. You know, the colors, the schemes, the color palettes are just beautiful. Nothing is harsh. It's very well calculated. And the scenes all are about telling a story. It's all about, you know, going from A to B. Now, I will be honest, and again, I have to come back to the comment who said it's between a good and a bad version of Minho. I don't really see that. All I can see is that I can see the future version and the present version of Minho. And they are trying to do something, and they're trying to achieve something, but they're all in the same boat, let's say. You know, they're going through the same issues. But I really like this MV. Man, how can 2021 end so good? Like, guys, tell me, how can it end so powerful? Man, I'm just gonna say it like this. I'm gonna keep the voting open for another few days. If you haven't yet, make sure you vote for the top 10 MVs in K-pop. I'm gonna put the link down below again, so if you want, you can vote in this song as well, or any other songs that you think is the top 10 MVs of 2021, and we're gonna see the results at the end of the year. I really would put this into my basket of top 10 MVs. I really think this is surprisingly well, because it's such a different aspect for me to see an MV in this style. It's not like I've seen this before, and I like that. The storytelling is very strong, the cinematics is very beautiful, and on top of that, the color palettes, the cuts, very simple but very effective. I think this is so much better. I don't need crazy back and forth. I love it when it tells the story and really just allows you to go forward in time with the MV, rather than you trying to go backwards and forward, and then you know, and everything is going crazy. This is great. This makes me happy. Minho, well done on this MV. I need to make sure to check you out as well and see where you actually came from making MVs. But yeah, guys, now the big question is, what do you actually think of it? Do you think my analysis is correct? Do you think this is one hell of a video? Do you think it's that good? I must say it's fantastic. It's really that powerful, and I really enjoy it. Like I said already, I mean, you're not going to get a better MV like this that has such a strong cinematics. I've not seen it yet, and if there is one, please put it in the comments below. I would love to see those recommendations. But for now, I just want to say, damn, this is awesome. And of course, guys, thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, like always, make sure you hit that like button and make sure you're subscribed, and of course, be there on the next video. And hey, I'm gonna open up the voting one more time for another few days, and make sure to vote this in if you want to. I cannot force you, but if this is an MV that you like a lot, it's up to you to vote, you know? It's your call. So I'll see you on the next video, guys, and Minho, my eyes are open for you right now. Man, this was such a good start to my day. Like, damn, this is amazing.